Hey, let's grab our sketchbooks and try something really challenging but quite fun and rewarding. Let's draw something spontaneously from our unconscious imagination. So I'm grabbing a pencil with very hard lead so it makes a very light mark. I start this practice very simply, just scribbling randomly on the page. Once I've made enough marks, I look deep within the chaotic shapes and wait for an image or a form to jump out at me. It can take a moment, but just like looking at the clouds, eventually a form will reveal itself. Once I see that idea in my imagination and on the page, I start refining and building the image. This technique was originally used as a form of psychoanalytic therapy by Carl Jung. It was used because it can manifest archetypal images from your unconscious imagination. Like a dream, these illustrations are often a mix of fantastical, mythological, surrealistic, or even sometimes nightmarish images. The scenes are spontaneous and may not make any sense at all, but the symbolic images and archetypal ideas are really what we're after. They can be revealing on a personal, psychological level, or they can be the seeds for new creative ideas. And that's primarily what I'm doing here. I'm using this for creative ideas. So let's talk about the ideas that were generated from this sketch. This drawing consists of three main characters who seem to be in the middle of something. In the foreground is a young male character with elf ears and small devil horns. He appears to be in conversation with a second figure. The second figure is an old man with only one eye. He's wearing an eye patch, a hood, cloak, and armor. He is holding a sheathed sword in his left hand and an unsheathed sword in his right. Behind them is a dragon with the face of a man. It sits on a tree stump, surrounded by a ring of pointed pillars that look like fangs or claws. Directly in front of the dragon is an egg in a bed of straw. The dragon is clutching a large cross, and he appears to either be in deep sleep or in deep meditative prayer. The dragon also has many arrows lodged within his body, but he seems unfazed by these wounds. I have never drawn any of these characters, but here are some of the ideas that came to me. The first idea was pretty straightforward. These two adventurers are on some sort of quest, and they've teamed up, but the dragon they came here to slay is not the typical monster that they expected, so now they're debating on what to do next. But then I reimagined the relationship between these three characters. I imagined that the dragon was once human and was turned into this creature. The old man could be his brother, and he could be standing guard over him. Perhaps he was able to lock him in this deep sleep by using a containment spell. But now he has to stand guard and ward off any curious traveler that might get too close. But this then took me down another branch. I was very interested in this idea of the dragon being transformed into a human, but I also decided to flip it. What if this was once a normal dragon who was transformed into a man? Once I started to think about this, the egg now took on a new narrative element. I imagined that this dragon once had a mate who was looking after their nest of eggs, but she was tragically killed defending their nest while he was away. When he returned, he searched through the carnage and was only able to save one egg, but he knew it would never hatch without its mother. In his grief, he did the unthinkable. He knew that the highest God of creation favored mankind the most, so he attempted to turn himself into a human to gain his favor. Using dark magic, he was somewhat successful in his transformation, and now, as a man, he sits and prays endlessly that his egg will hatch. His eternal hope keeps him in a state of suspended animation. He and the egg are unmovable and are unkillable and have rested in this spot for thousands of years. Local legends have emerged that say if the dragon awakens, the world will end. But if a man slays him before he awakens, that hero will gain eternal life. So over the centuries, many have come to shoot arrows or stab at him, but each wound does nothing to harm him or even to wake him. What we see here now are just two more adventurers trying their hand at gaining eternal life. So now I hope you see how powerful this technique can be for generating creative ideas. I'm not sure if I'll ever visit these characters again or do anything with these ideas, but who knows what the future might hold. This could be a seed that lays dormant for years and will one day blossom in an unexpected way. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please let me know what you thought about it and what you think about this new video format I'm trying out. I really want to step up my videos this year. I'm going to be sharing more of my personal insights while I'm creating, and so developing a community is really the thing I want to focus on. So hearing from you guys and getting honest feedback is really important to me. If you have any recommendations for future videos, I would also love to hear them. So please leave me a comment below, and don't forget to also like and subscribe for more. Thank you.